What's going on, everybody? My name is Matt. This is Patriot Comics. Welcome to today's video, and I have a story for you. So I was just recently out in Denver, Colorado, and I met up with my friend Jeff from Outer Worlds Comics, who has an amazing YouTube channel. Definitely check it out. I'll leave a link down below. But he turned me on to a guy that he knows that just picked up a 500 long box collection, an enormous collection. He had these stored in a storage unit, and I had the opportunity to go over there and dig through all of the boxes. These were untouched, untapped comics that I believe he bought out an old comic book store, because these were books ranging from golden age to modern day books. Some very new books and some very old books and everything in between. And there was just multiple issues of different books, and you could tell this came from like a comic book shop. But there were so many long boxes. This place was enormous and full of comics. I mean, more comics than you could dig through in one day for sure. I barely scratched the surface, but I ended up spending 3 hours there digging through these books and trying to find some cool stuff. And I ended up finding some incredible books. And the guy, Santiago, who had the collection, he gave me a great price as well. So I'll show you some footage here where I was, going through this unit, and unfortunately I couldn't get too much footage because my phone died. Unfortunately, I didn't have much battery life, and I was using the flashlight on my phone to look through these boxes because I was in a storage unit. There was no lights, so we were searching by flashlight. Plus, it was a pouring rain day, and it was gloomy, and it was dark, and it was just not very conducive to searching in a storage unit, but I made it work. I made it happen. But unfortunately, my phone died, and I wasn't able to get like a lot of footage, which I really wanted to, and show you guys like all the stuff I was seeing. But here's here's some clips and some stuff that I can throw in, some pictures as well. But this was an incredible opportunity to dive through thousands and thousands of comics. And I ended up coming home with some incredible books at some great deals. So without further ado, let's get into today's haul. So now let's take a look at everything that I picked up from this incredible storage unit comic book excursion. I mean, I was digging like crazy, and I found some pretty incredible books. So let's get right into the haul. And this collection, or this storage unit, was full of books from the Golden Age all the way up to modern day books. So like I said, just amazing stuff. And I got some incredible books at some amazing deals. So without further ado, let's see everything I picked up. Walt Disney's Uncle Scrooge from Dell Comics. It was pretty nice condition for its age, something from the early 50s for, the price I paid and the quality of these books. I was absolutely excited for that one. I did find some of my favorite stuff here. Toxic Avenger. I love the Toxic Avenger. Of course, he is New Jersey's favorite superhero, and he's just one of my favorites. Love the campy, gross out movies, and the cartoons and the comics and all the pop culture memorabilia. I collect that stuff, so really excited to find some Toxie stuff. Issue number 2. We also found issue number 3. Look at how gross that is with the little baby. That's funny. We also have issue number 4. And these are all actually pretty high grade. They're all like never been read. They're all near mint copies. Here's issue number 7. And we have issue number 8, great Statue of Liberty cover. And finally, we have issue number 9, pretty goofy cover there. So not too bad for the Toxie stuff. And it just keeps getting better, guys. I also picked up a beautiful near mint copy of X-Men 24, the classic Gambit and Rogue Kiss cover. When I see this like in dollar bins or for less than, just a few dollars or so, I always grab it because it's such a classic book, especially when it's in high grade. Happy to find that one. Also picked up 2001 Space Odyssey issue number 1. High grade. Figured why not grab this one. That'll be a good one to flip because I already own a copy. I also found Adventures of Kool-Aid Man issue number 2. This one actually has some spine wear, some color breaks and spine ticks, but it's actually got a little stain right there. But I just thought it was so cool. I had to grab it. I thought that was awesome. Here's another great cover. How about Spectacular Spider-Man 112 with that classic Santa smoking a cigarette, holding a gun. I mean, what a great cover right there. I love this book. When I find it cheap, I always grab it. Here's a nice little minor key here. This is Marvel Premiere 55, the first solo series of Wonder Man. When I find this book cheap, that's another one I grab too. And it's a nice high-grade copy. I think that'll be good for my resale bin. Also, Swamp Thing issue 90, another book that is really hard to find in high grade. So happy to find this one with no spine ticks on that black cover. Beautiful, beautiful artwork as well. How about the first full appearance of Bishop on X-Men 283? Can't go wrong. Nice little first appearance book, especially in X-Men and a prominent character. Let's see. I'm going to move on to this one here. How about Hulk 181? Yep, I found it in the storage unit. Well, of course, this isn't a first printing or anything. This is a foil copy. But I saw that sitting in there. No one else grabbed it. So I figured, why not? That is a cool book. I'm not a big foil gimmick collector, but, not too bad for a few bucks. Superboy, issue number 85, a 10-cent Superboy book. That's in pretty decent shape for its age. I had to grab that. Not too bad at all. This I thought was really interesting. This is Schiff's Shoes presents Wild Bill Hickok. Bluebird Comics, issue number 4, 10-cent book. Just a cool, early Silver Age or late Golden Age, promotional comic from Schiff's Shoes. I thought that was really cool. And it's in fairly decent condition, so that was pretty fun little find. All right, so I ended up finding some incredible Conan books. A whole bunch. They're in no particular order, but there's some good ones. How about issue number 20? And these are pretty high grade. I mean, they have a couple little spine ticks on there, but besides, a few little defects, I mean, these are pretty gorgeous copies. And these are typically, fairly expensive when you're trying to find the early Bronze Age Conan books, basically issue 25 and under. I mean, you're looking at $10, $15, $20 a piece for some of these books or more when they're in decent shape. So that was a great find. They're not in any particular order, but here's issue number 18. Another great book, pretty decent shape. Can't go wrong with, under issue 20. Here's a great book, issue number 19, guys. Awesome book right here. Great condition, beautiful colors, great Barry Windsor Smith artwork. I love these Conan books. But this was an amazing find. This is issue 16, Night of the Frost Giants. I mean, just a classic book right here. Very high grade, which is absolutely amazing. Gorgeous condition. And not only did I find one, but I found two. There's two of them here, guys. Two of them, both high grade. This one has maybe a couple little ticks, but I mean, when you hear the price I paid, you're going to understand why I grabbed all of these. Conan 17, another awesome book there. Great artwork. And I think this is the earliest issue. That's issue number 13. Really cool. I needed this one for my run. I've been working really hard at completing Conan issues 1 through 100. I'm not going any further than that. I was going to, but I think I'm just going to finish issues 1 through 100. And I'm almost there, guys. Almost complete. I also found some Silver Age. How about Not Brand Ek, issue number 2? Can't go wrong. I mean, it's got some spine wear, some color breaks, but for a few bucks, that was a great grab. They also had issue number 1, which is awesome. It's got a little bit of chipping up top, but it's really not that bad. I mean, it's a pretty decent looking book. I can give it a press. It'll look way nicer. So issue number 1 from the Silver Age, really great find. Also, some pretty decently high-grade Bronze Age Submariner books. Here's issue 51, and I love this run, too. This is another run I collect, and I think the artwork is gorgeous. Look at this. Look at that cover. That is so cool. Issue number 62, and look at the quality. I mean, really beautiful books right there. Gorgeous, gorgeous condition. Also found issue 63, another awesome cover. Can't go wrong with some Bronze Age Submariner. Here's another run that I was working on, Red Wolf, which I only need a couple issues. It's a very short run, only a few issues in the run, but this is one I needed, issue number 6, featuring the Devil Rider. Really crazy looking artwork. Love this run. Very excited to find that one. This one I grabbed because this was the only Bronze Age horror I found. I grabbed it, but I didn't realize it got totally chewed out by rats or silverfish or something. You know, a lot of damage. So unfortunately, this one is pretty much trash, pretty toasted, but still pretty cool. And then finishing off, we have a bunch more Conan. We're just going to run through these fast. Issue 34. We have issue 44. Yeah, I got to put these in order. Let's see. Or maybe they are in order. Here's issue 45. But amazing artwork. I love the covers on here. And they're great stories, too. Great reads on the Conan. 47. We have issue 48. Nice chunk of the run right here as well. Issue 51. We have issue 52. And once again, they're all in very, very nice condition. Pretty high grade on the majority of them. There's a couple that are lower grade. There's 54. We have issue 55. Great looking covers. Cool artwork. This one's a great cover right there. 56. And 57. 58. Really cool. Moving on, we have issue 59. We have issue 61 with the Killer Moth. We have issue 67. Great looking cover. Issue 90. Cavern of the Giant Kings. Very cool. We have issue 93. Very cool. And we have annual number 7. Very cool stuff here. And we have one more book to show you. And this last book, I think, was the best find of the day. And that is Hanna-Barbera, The Addams Family, issue number 1. This book does have some defects. It's got some color breaks and some ticks. But overall, not a horrible looking copy. You know, it's got a couple little creases and stuff here and there, but this is a great book. This has some decent value, and I was really excited to pick this one up. Of course, I love the Addams Family. I used to watch the old show, and of course, I love the movies from the 90s. I mean, classic stuff, and you know, I even like the newer Wednesday TV show. You know, I enjoyed that as well. But always been a huge Addams Family fan, and finding this it really just got me so excited. It was sitting right in one of the bins or one of the boxes, and you know, I just couldn't believe I found it. It was just sitting amongst a bunch of other like Hanna-Barbera and Gold Key like cartoon books. So finding this one was absolutely amazing. So I ended up getting, I think, 50 or 52 books. And he charged me $120. So basically, I paid around $2.50 per book, which I think was a great deal, especially since I got some pretty quality books and some pretty decent keys. I mean, this was an amazing haul. This was so much fun. I spent over 3 hours digging in this storage unit, and I think it paid off because I came home with some amazing books. And I almost forgot, the one last thing that I did buy from this storage unit was this right here. This is a Whitman comic bundle bag from the 70s. This is really cool. As you see, this would have been sitting on a convenience store rack. It's got the little eye hook on there. You can just kind of hang that on the rack, and kids would come in and buy these little bundles of comics. It is 3 for 79 cents, a 90-cent value. So they're all 30-cent books, which that is super cool. This bag is still sealed. It's in decent shape. It's a little dirty. You know, I could probably clean it off a little bit. But I've never seen these with Bronze Age Age horror type books. Like this one has Boris Karloff's Tales of Mystery with an awesome like underwater cover. And if these books are brand, are never been read, they're like mint condition. On the back here, we have a Star Trek issue. And then I believe in the middle, I tried looking, now I can't remember what it was. I think it was a Twilight Zone or something like that. So 3 Bronze Age Whitman books, still sealed in the bag, and that was part of the deal. So around $2.50 for this whole bundle, I think was a steal of a deal. All right, so you saw what I picked up. I think I got some great deals, and I think this was just a really fun opportunity to dive through thousands of comics, and it was definitely a fun little experience. And thank you so much to my friend Jeff over at Outer Worlds Comics for hooking me up with this guy with all these books for sale. It definitely made my trip out to Denver. It was an amazing time out there. A beautiful, beautiful city. Really enjoyed Colorado. But that is it for today's video. Make sure you follow and subscribe to Outer Worlds Comics. I'll leave a link down below in the description. And of course, if you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell so you can see when I upload my next video. And as always, I will see you on the next one.